Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kimball's Corner. I know, weird, right? It's like we're not doing a live. It feels bizarre. Hopefully everything's in frame. I'm just doing this on my phone because that's how I roll when Rocky's not here. I do not do the tech stuff. Anyway, today I thought I would play with the Jane Davenport layer cakes and use some Prismacolored, well, I'm just going to throw my Prismacolored pencils around. I'm going to use them to draw out a cute little Santa shape-ish kind of thing. We're hoping it'll turn out. I don't know. Cross your fingers. But we're gonna go for like a cute kind of stylized one. And yeah, I've never drawn like a big old beardy Santa Claus. So we'll see how this goes. Move my water aside because I almost spilled it everywhere. Let's draw a cute head shape. Leave room for a hat. So I have it like that's his giant cranium. I don't know why I draw it like that, but whatever. Jaw. We're going to kind of bring all the features down the circle, like we're going to be on the lower half of the circle to make it cuter. It's going to be less proportion. He's going to be a cutesy Santa. So, you know, bring all the little proportions down here. Now, do I give him a mouth or not? That is the question. I probably won't. I'm not sure. I didn't think it through, as usual. I guess his eyebrows are going to be big old bushy. It doesn't really matter what colors you use. I'm just using colors to help me remember what I'm gonna paint them. So I'm gonna do like blues for his beard, like blues and grays. He will have some cute ears poking out. And we'll just give him the idea of a mouth right there. Oh, look at that cute little mouth. Probably gonna paint right over it. So big old mustache and beard, sideburns, everything, all gonna be nice and blue. Sideburns into beard. So now, just give him a big, curly, fancy beard. Oh, that's cute. I think he'll be wearing a fuzzy hat because why wouldn't he? Do a little fuzziness around. Even that out a little bit. Maybe go onto this page a little. So it's going to kind of go up, and then it has little wrinkly bits. And then this will kind of swoop off that way. And then it'll have a big old floofy, you know, floof ball pom-pom on the end. Because, I mean, why wouldn't you have a pom-pom on the end of your hat? I think, so he's jolly, so that's his jacket. Maybe he'll have that gray fuzzy lining down the center. And let's start giving him a little more detail. I think I'm going to give him glasses so he can check that naughty and nice list a little bit better. And then a cute nose. He's going to have rosy cheeks. And a rosy nose. It's cold where he is. And then I think I might be able to erase a little bit of this pencil just to make it less confusing when I'm painting. Hopefully the camera isn't shaking too much. Oh God, it's shaking like crazy, sorry. I couldn't attach it to the chair. It was not working well. So it's attached to the desk, so you shake with me. Hopefully you don't get seasick. So apologies for that. Maybe I just won't erase. I just won't erase. I think I can do everything else pretty easily. I mean, his arms are here, but we're just gonna paint it as one big thing. It'll kind of be like one of those like stacking dolls, you know. Not gonna give too many features. He's just gonna be cute. That's what we're focused on. Red tipped ears, because it's frosty and chilly out. I think we're pretty much good to go. So I wasn't sure what colors I was gonna want to use. So I kind of pulled everything out. Which ones are these? Sushi roll, food truck, and I think these are the original. I think it's rainbow something. Does it say on here? I don't even know. Doesn't matter, it's layer cakes. It's got rainbow colors. You know, I think I pulled this one out because I was gonna use that red, but I do have these colors down here, which would work really nicely. I might be able to just put this one away, but we have it if we need it. I'm just trying to give myself a little extra space. And for his background, Let's do green, obviously. I'm gonna do these greens because they're nice and rich. Get my brush a little damp. Actually, I should use a big chonker brush, but whatever. So, some eraser shavings, why not? Gonna just wet the background. This is my large Jane Davenport mixed media journal, like the large canvas, blank canvas one. And I'm not gonna take the colors all the way to the edge because I'm lazy, but I do like to have them fade out a little bit. I mean, if you watch my lives, you know how it all goes. All right, actually I can just wet the whole page because I'm gonna just layer colors on everything. And it's okay if these first layers, I'm gonna do them pretty watery, so it's okay if they like mix a bit, just because they are layer cakes, we can layer right over top of them. So I'm gonna take the darker green around first. And bring in, maybe I'll go the minty green instead of the yellow. Maybe I should go yellow. It's a bit warmer. We're just being kind of sloppy. We don't have to be perfect. When am I ever perfect? Am I right? Who's got the time? You can always go back in later and add whatever you want, obviously. Even like cute little stickers, you can make a pattern. You can use stencils, whatever floats your boat. Brush was drying out a little bit. Kind of want to add just a touch of blue. So I'm gonna take this little turquoisey color. I don't know if it's dark enough. I don't want it to lighten anything. I just want almost like a shadowy blue just kind of down here behind him. Something like that, I think, anyway. And then I'm gonna just give it a quick dry with the little hair dryery thing. Not too much. I just don't want the red bleeding out, so I'm gonna do some red for his hat and body. And I do see a puddle here, which I don't want. This is a really pretty red. So let's get this red in for the hat and mix it with this berry color. So it's Christmassy, but not straight up Christmas. We like a little berry color I mixed in. And do I have a darker one? Maybe I'll mix it with a little brown or something, because I may as well just do some of the shading on this hat right now. I'm just mixing it. I had a little purple on my palette, so I'm just gonna mix that in. And the reason why is because I don't want to have to paint too much later. I'm just trying to make it easier on myself. I'm lazy, you know. And at the end, I probably will come back in with some colored pencils. Kind of undecided, but that's usually my jam. Oh, whoops, I painted over that middle stripey thing. Not really keeping too close of an eye on the colors that I'm just kind of like shoving my brush into the colors. So sometimes it picks up more of that berry color, sometimes it's more of the red color. And then I'll just take these darker colors off my palette and blend those in. Give them a little shadow under the beard. Let's add a little blue into that maybe. Maybe that's what that was. I don't know. He just needs a bit of a shadow color. And I might add a little yellow into this. Take some of this red, put it on this palette with a little yellow. Just want to warm it up. He's Santa after all. All right, a nice healthy glow. And I do have white, so I could use a little of that. Just give little highlights. We're not so concerned about perfection. When have we ever? It's just art. Okay, that works for me. And I do see a puddle, just kind of like on his face. And then while that's kind of drying, I'm gonna add some skin tones. I feel like he's gonna be somewhat peachy. Oh yeah, that's beard. Give him some nice pinky cheeks. I might even go pinker than that, like redder, not pinker. We'll add, ooh, just a touch of this red, see if See if that's gonna work. I think so. Chilly where he is. Glad it's not that cold here. Now we can add a little more skin tones in there. And then we can add a little white for some highlights. Even though it has a ton of red in it. Let's see, I guess there really isn't much because his hat is covering up a lot of it. So I need to let that dry before I add highlights to his cheeks. These heat guns are just amazing. If you don't like waiting for paint to dry, highly recommend. All right, little highlight on your cheekies because you are a happy person with big popping cheeks. Probably get a smaller brush. Jane Davenport little brush. I don't even know what this one is, but it came with something. I think it came with one of the layer cakes. Let's mix a bit of a darker skin tone just to get some shadows. Maybe add it just with purple. And we'll just block in like little ear shadows, little nosy shadow. What other shadows? Around the eyes. Give it a little rinse. So there's still some color in the brush, but it's also watery, so I can move that color around easier. I think we're getting somewhere. Just come back in, not you, you. Come back in and kind of start refining some edges. Get those pink ears in. Get this all a little smoothed out a little bit. It's all right if he's a bit rough. His skin could be a little chapped from that winter weather that he lives in. I also have this really pale color, so it's not quite white. We can use that. Little eyelid. Forehead, ears, all the little things that have highlights. All right, and then we're gonna come in. I need like a pale blue-gray. Let's check the other palettes and see what I have. Okay, I do have a pale and a gray. This is the Neon and Lollies, or Neon and Pastels, and I probably should have done this earlier, but I didn't. Oh yeah, we want that to be lightened up because that's a little, yeah, whatever it is. The little fuzzy stripe down the front of his jacket. But keeping this pretty loose, just doing it darker around the edges. And it can be rough, I mean, it's hair. Add a little gray into that. Under his mustache, well, I guess we can color that mustache in first. And then I need to add lots of white, but I'm gonna let it dry so it'll layer on top a little bit better. All right, let's get this white nice and activated. Get those brows in, get the sideburns in. Just trying to make it look a little fluffy. I'm gonna move this so that I can blend my white and my blue and just kind of, you know, work it. Add some swooshy bits. Definitely helps if the brush is a little bit drier to get those swooshy lines. Need to get this going up here. I suppose I could make, oh, and his little fluffy ball. I suppose I could make the the non-beardy stuff more gray, just so you can tell the difference between the two. But I like that blue vibe happening. And this stuff isn't quite as flowy as the beard, so you can do little short strokes, make it a little fuzzier, although this is a very wet brush. And I would like it to be not so wet. Some nice fluff action. Add a little texture and shadow to those big old bushy brows. And can come down here and kind of give him more of a mustache. Let that dry. I'm going to go in and add some more white after I wash my brush. All right, let's take this and try and dry brush as much as we can. It's kind of hard because I got to get the paint activated, but also trying to keep it somewhat dry. Just a little water in there as I splatter paint all over myself. And then we can add some more texture and white to that beard. The sideburns. Eyebrows can use a little extra whitening. I'm gonna add a little more texture up in the hat. I can feel this paint getting very dry, so just a dab of water. This is a fun painting, oh my gosh. It's like you're just dabbing, stabbing, brushing. All right, Santa, how you doing, buddy? Probably should get a start on those eyes because they're looking a little creepy. Let's give him, we're gonna give him turquoisey eyes. Why not? And then we can just use the darker turquoise. To do some of that line work. I am kind of intentionally keeping it messy because I do like the painterly look and I don't want to clean it up too much. I mean, I've got a lot going on. How you looking, Santa? Yeah, you're looking all right. And I'm gonna dry it because I'm gonna add a little white. I'm gonna grab a little bit of white here, just because I got that skin tone running through his eyeball. Not a sexy look. Highlight. All right, he could use a bit more depth. Let's pick this blue here. And we're just gonna add it. We're not gonna completely cover that turquoise color. We're just gonna add it in. Ooh, I hate it when I add just a touch of water. Sometimes the brush likes to get real thirsty and drink up a bunch, but this one seemed to be all right. All right, a little extra interest in the eyes. All right, this highlight looks huge compared to the other one. Now, I think I want to do some pale line work. I'm just going to mix what I had on my brush with this, and I'm going to bring in some white. Maybe that'll work. Oh yeah. Trying to keep it loose, but I just want it to be a little more caricature-y, I guess is the word. Add some little fluffy bits. just swoosh it every which way and hope for the best. A little extra floofage. Do a little on the hat. And the hat's not so floofy, it's more like little marks. And I'm just gonna kind of keep it around the edge of the hat, not so much in the middle. Just a couple. Eyebrows, they're bushy, they got some shadows. This little dude out here, little pom-pom galore. Now, kind of do the same vibe, but with a skin tone. So I'm gonna take the skin tone that I used for him and mix it with this brown. Maybe bring in some peachy color. Let's see how that works. Could go a little bit darker with it, but it's fine. Give a little nose. Oh, cute. Give a little eyelid, eye crease, whatever. Okay, that's working. I think I want to add a little more pinky, rosy, whatevers to his cheekies. And his little nose. And then I gotta go back to his skin tone just to help blend that in a bit. I'll let that dry because the colors will change as it dries. And they basically just covered everything up. But I am gonna add some white highlight back to the nose. Get some back in the cheeks. I'm gonna take, I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but we're hopeful. Oh, that's cute. Just took some pastel pink and added it in, because why wouldn't I? Little pink eyeshadow never hurt anybody. All right, now what I'm not loving is how dark it got around his nose and whatnot. Let's scooch these out of the way. I'm getting surrounded by layer cakes. Try this really pale color. Let's see if I can just lighten this up a scotch and mix it with his original skin tone. I think it's because I was using the white of the paper, and as I built up, it kind of just covered the whole thing. Like the white of the paper got covered by the paint, so it just turned out darker than I would have liked. I don't want to have to like repaint the whole thing, so I'm trying to work around it. That white should settle in a little bit, we'll see. All right, well, I decided that rather than fight with it, I might just come in with colored pencil. I want to grab my bright red, just to liven up his outfit a little bit. Will I have regrets? I don't know. But I kind of want texture, but not that much. It's like, I didn't want to have to repaint the hat, so I'm trying to avoid it. Or the fuzzy stuff on it, anyway. Okay, just bringing in some red down there. Just wasn't quite red enough. I know I was going for that berry color, but, you know, sometimes just bright red is where you gotta go with it. And I wish I just had like a really dark red. Suppose I could try mixing one with purple and red, maybe? All right. Soften it just a little bit with a damp brush. It seems to be working. And a little bit up here. Kind of running out of that color, so, you know, make it stretch. fold wrinkly thing through the hat. Yeah, seems all right. And I think I'm gonna come back in with colored pencils to add some like red and whites and highlights and shadows and stuff to his face. Kind of want to outline him with like a vibrant color because that's who I am. What shall it be? I could do a bright yellow or a pink. Let's try, pink might be a little much. Could go darker. So many options. I might try a dark blue, this color. Just to make it a little more graphic. There we go, nothing overboard, right? Helps him pop out just a little bit. Let's give this a thorough drying and bring on some colored pencils. All right, I think it's dry enough. We'll see. So I'm gonna go in with white, kind of just clear some things up. Gotta be careful though, because the colored pencils really like to pull up layer cake if you press too hard. I might have to do white paint pen, which can also scratch up the paint. So you gotta have a pretty light hand with it. And you're gonna want to clean the nib quite a bit because it will pull up the color and it'll get stuck in the nib. It's already there, it's already stuck. Actually, for these bigger highlights, I can use this scrap piece of paper because I can just dab it on. And since the nib is a bit softer, it doesn't scratch into it as much. Just adding white everywhere because it's fun to do. Stick my sleeve in it. All right, give that a clean just in case. Just trying to clean up around the eyes a little bit. Trying to figure out how I want to give him glasses because I really feel like he should have glasses. Talk to me, Santa Claus. How am I going to do your glasses? I'm procrastinating adding little fine hairs around the beard. Just add a couple of wispies. I would use this, but I think it's just going to scratch and cause like utter mayhem. Ooh, I do have this, which is like a gold glittery thing, and it's a brush pen, so it would work. It's just, I would have to nail it on the first try or get it pretty close. It does have a tiny bit of pigment and it has a lot of sparkle. I'm gonna actually do pencil first to give it a little extra oomph. I wonder if that's gonna be too not the right color, because I want it to be sparkly yellow. All right, Santa, here we go, my man. So I want to do round glasses or square. I could give him like hipster gold yellow glasses. Oh my god, I'm so tempted. But I think I'll do round, like oval. Let's just do it. I don't mind if it digs out the paint that was still wet there. So here to here to there. Well, we got it somewhere in there. Let's see if this even works. Oh my god, what if this pen just died? I wouldn't be surprised, as I've had it for a couple of years. Uh-oh. Well, let's see if I can get some of this one done. Oh no, I love this pen. Trash. All right, what we're doing now, gold gesso. And this. Because I know I've got enough of this to do his glasses. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Are they at least kind of close? I mean, he lives a pretty hectic life. They've probably gotten bent out of shape a few times. That's my excuse. Now that I've got somewhat of the shape down, I can add some oomph. Yeah, good enough. Good enough, I say. Put the cap back on my beautiful gold gesso. I'm gonna dry that and add some highlights with white. It's always kind of hard to tell if like metallic gesso is dry or not, because it is so shiny. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there's some good shine in those glasses. Just trying to give it a little bit of an outline so you can see it. Whatevs, I mean, shiny glasses. Who wouldn't love those? Well, is he done? No. I'm gonna add some kind of like snowy ball drops in the background. Nothing too crazy. Actually, you know, I do like to do my little square things. So maybe I'll just pick, I don't really have a red. I do have blues. I do have a green. Maybe I'll just go yellow. I could do yellow. We'll see where that goes. Get my little square brush, which I didn't see if it was clean, but we're hoping. Oh, he's cute. I just really want to add like a little yellow in the eyes. Do I do another color with the squares? Oh, it's so fun to do. Neon pink. Why? I don't know. It's nowhere on the page. It's probably going to be very distracting, but I don't care. We'll just do little ones. And just add a little bit for his tear ducts. And now suddenly it's in the image. It all makes sense. Ooh, could add just a touch of blushing on the cheeks. And the nose, obviously. There, now it makes a little more sense. Well, all right, you guys, I think he's done. Little Santa Claus. Sorry, I didn't realize it was all just cut off at the bottom, but it wasn't much. You didn't miss much down there. Add a little yellow, because why not? It's what I do. Seriously, you could just add borders forever. All right, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you are having some happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate, I hope you're having a good time. Rocky and I are wandering around aimlessly in some random city right now. It's probably fun unless it's rainy and freezing cold. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for hanging out, and we'll get back to lives when we get back home. So take care, you guys. Bye.